the biggest reason why they would think about the troll first.
Yeah.
So Medusa, a hero that will help the Phoenix be able to team fight. If they ever decide to try and go on the egg, she's going to be able to just pop that out and protect it.
So they actually, last time they ran this lineup with these same 4 heroes was versus VJ, and they actually put Medusa in the safe lane, which is most of the time when we see the Phoenix Medusa pairing, the Medusa is the mid lane. So they actually, last time they ran this lineup for them.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they're trying to, you know, bait EG into thinking it's a mid Medusa, put a safe lane, and then get the meeple. Perhaps not so good against, you know, whirling axes and things, but I can still see it work in this kind of game. They do have sufficient lockdown on Thunderbird's side.
I mean, they ban a mid hero, so I believe EG have that draft in mind with, I mean, 4 of the exact same 5 heroes being picked up.
Is just Beastmaster enough of an amplify for Medusa? I'm worried about Medusa's damage output, especially versus like the sustain from Wisp and Tree, and no like Drought Aura, no Venge Aura, no Helmet Dominator Carrier, no Doom. Like
well, the thing is, EG also don't have sufficient damage apart from just single target, right? The 2 supports don't really provide damage on their own. They need to amp someone else to do the damage. So it's gonna be a puck for the mid lane. I like it. I think it's a good team fight control, and in this kind of game, the puck is very difficult for EG to kill. All they have is one duel or an overgrowth, which is difficult to hit on a puck. And since Beastmaster is like a pseudo carry kind of hero, because he takes a lot of farm, does a lot of physical damage, you don't really have to think about having another carry on the mid lane in this situation.
Puck's a carry with his 25.
Even before the 25, I saw like the pucks we're seeing who go for this like blink and then back into the Midas are getting a ton of farm right now.
Oh yeah,
signature hero,
classic.
This is your favorite matchup right here.
That is my favorite matchup.
This is like best mid matchup in Dota right here. Quat versus Puck.
Very entertaining.
And 2 great players at that in that mid matchup, Sumail versus Weeha.
That's a fantastic mouth-watering matchup to look forward to. Let's do some predictions. Gods, we'll start with you.
I'm feeling EG after the Game 1 victory, getting the IO in Game 2, and I think they've got some really strong lanes with the Legion Commander, the Troll who's good. I mean, all 3 of their cores are fantastic laning heroes, so I think they can survive the strong Thunderbirds early game pressure.
I want to go with Thunderbirds again. I think they have a draft that's much more suited for this particular patch. They had, Luna last game, which isn't particularly good. Same with the Sand King offlane this game, more meta.
Give me Game 3. Thunderbirds.
All right.
Thunderbirds are go. Okay. Well, they're dreaming of a 3rd game here, and I can't say I don't disagree with them. I would like a 3rd game as well, and I'm sure our commentary team would too. They are ready and waiting to bring you game number 2 in our 3rd series of the day, EG versus Thunderbirds.
It is time to get Game 2 underway. Evil Geniuses going up against Thunderbirds EG. Sind, they're halfway there.
Yeah, they got 1 win out of 2. That's what you need in a best of 3 to advance. You need 2 wins.
Yes.
Simple calculus. Yeah.
This is why you get paid the big bucks.
However, I am a bit skeptical about this game. I don't particularly like EG's draft in this game. I think it's going to be a bit awkward for them to play. It seems a little bit halfway there.
Could you say they're living on a prayer?
I didn't have anything better than that for them. Whereas I really like Thunderbird's lineup. I think it's very nicely well-rounded, good amount of catch, good amount of laning, good amount of team fight. And when it comes to EG, I feel like there's a bit of pressure on them, in my opinion, in the early game to win this laning stage. Make use of the IO Treant to put some pressure, try to give Sumail a good start on his Queen of Pain, very snowball-reliant hero who was their last pick, but is kind of decently countered here. There's Primal Roar. I think Puck is a pretty good matchup against Quap overall, both in lane and in the game. Rubik, the free blink steal, the instant lift. The tools are there for Thunderbirds. So in this draft, I'm definitely favoring them. But EG, if they snowball it nicely, this could work. This is not the way you start a snowball, though.
No, when Crit just gets thrown back in by telekinesis. Misery is the first man on the board, and Phoenix will take first blood.
Weeha will take this rune and head in towards the middle. So Thunderbirds placing 4 heroes there. Now, generally, it has been common for the mid laner to take the other rune and let this rune go to the carry, but Puck is different because it can travel as far as it can with Illusory Orb. You can still get into mid in time to block the wave. It would be a similar logic if they had a Queen of Pain. He could have taken the rune and blinked in toward the mid. And nice idea for Thunderbirds. I think that worked out nicely, gave them the numbers advantage, and completely caught EG off guard. They were not ready for 4 heroes to be there.
Yeah. So this is the way you do it. When you don't have phase shift, the way to dodge Shadow Strike with Orb, but you still didn't do it.
So this is, in other words, not the way you do it.
No, no. This is not how we do it.
This is the way you try it. It's a bit awkward, though. You need to be fairly fast, because you don't want to just waste your orb, throw it when he's animation canceling or something. And
this top lane seems to be a little bit more difficult for Moon. Like, Crit's going to come in here. At least he doesn't have the Nature's Guise. He went for the lead seed at the very, very start to try and survive the gank, so we can't just zone him out that way.
Weehaw failed it again. He's actually losing a lot of mana and health here just from Shadow Strike engages. But you're right.
Like
top lane Moon.
Oh, he is so low. One more attack will do it. That's easy with the range and the lead seed slowing him down.
No poor man, just Stout Shield. It's a different hero.
I suppose this is another way you can try and just win a lane. Okay, no, Zai tether out. Get back over to Universe. A fun combination. We were talking about this at the very, very start. The fact that EG, they've been really on point. Before this series, they banned out the Legion Commander in the first phase in every single game.
Yep.
And this time, well, they led through in game 1. And here in game number 2, they've taken themselves such great synergy with the IO with press the attack.
Yeah, it's just an extremely strong lane. Legion is strong enough already, and this extra bit of assistance helps a lot. They're going to go and contest this pull here, steal a bit of the experience away, and Zai will rotate over toward the rune. Looks like he will have it as well.
And he gets that, now only 50 gold away from his bottle. Oh, Sumail. He did not feel comfortable there either. He had to blink out and now burn the salve.
Destroying Weehaw in this lane.
3-2 to 11-5.
Sumail is...
Oh, hello. Speaking of destruction, Zai. Well, he actually won't be destroyed, but they will have to burn the shrine this early on.
This is just outclass in mid. I don't think this matchup is supposed to be this one-sided, but Sumail is so adept at playing this type of matchup. He has practiced this 100 times.
It might have also been different if he actually had phase shift Weehaw at the very, very start.
Absolutely.
He copped 2 Shadow Strikes. He didn't do any harassment into Sumail with the Orb to start with as well.
It definitely makes the matchup a bit different. But that's a good point. That is true.
Yeah, but there is still other things going well for Thunderbirds. The fact that Resolution's getting really good farm. Your off lane is not doing that terrific as a Beastmaster, so he can kind of play catch up a little bit later on. But he's actually not going for the Iron Talon. He's holding onto his boots for the moment. And every time I look at Moon, he's like below 10% of his HP.
The Talon's on the courier. I was wondering. I felt like he had very little gold.
Okay.
So it is coming here.
That makes sense.
I think it's the only way to go here. This lane is over for him. Troll is a hard matchup as it is, and then there's a Treant as well.
So maybe that's when we start seeing Iowa Treant get a little bit more aggressive. Chris still holding his second skill point, see if he needs to have Living Armor or Nature's Guise.
Yep.
But if he wants to get aggressive, we'll see that Q being leveled up pretty quick.
And so far, so good for EG in this game. As I said, I think they need to get off to a hot start in the lanes.
Bottom lane, they're actually diving forward. Misery, Icarus dive down. Universe wants to try and fight him, but Zai being tossed around like a rag doll. But the Living Armor, there it is. That's why you save the point. It keeps Zai alive. And now allows him just to bottle up Universe very safely back at their Tier 1 tower with a full creep wave to farm as well.
EG are out-farming them really hard in this laning stage already. That is the strength of the Legion Commander, obviously. Being this strong in lane, they can utilize the IO to secure that, send the Treant top. I think their laning decisions here are very good. They had the option of trying to play an aggressive tri-lane with the Treant, but I think after that first blood, they just decided, you know what, it's not worth it. We can be fine as 2 down here. We send our Treant up, and it's for the greater good. This will give us a better benefit.
Well, the tree's actually starting his rotation now because the top lane's been so great. They know Arteezy can stand alone. He's about to finish up his phase boots. So anyone that comes to this top lane is basically dead. But Moon, I suppose he's had a rough game in game 1. In game 2, he's been asked to really struggle as well.
Yeah, this is not the easiest Beastmaster opening, but he's still got his level 4. It's not all too bad. I would be more concerned about the mid lane here if I was Thunderbirds. 11 CS to the 27 of Sumail. He forced Weehaw back to base once again. And there's been no assistance in mid. They haven't even tried. The kill potential of Thunderbirds in mid is also pretty weak.
Well, both Misery and Saxa kind of have to stay on this bottom lane. If they don't, then they don't ensure the farm onto Resolution, who hasn't been having the easiest of times on the bot lane.
Absolutely.
At least now he's finally got up to the Mystic Snake, but Universe is happy to get very aggressive against it. And with Resolution having the shield up, he already lost a little bit of his mana, so they don't have that bonus damage. Now in comes your tether from Zai. They want to keep these sprites moving forward, doing as much damage as they can, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, this is a problem of Medusa safe lane. The hero is just pretty weak in most cases, just because you have no slow, no stun. The Mystic Snake is difficult to land, especially against fast targets like a Legion Commander using overwhelming odds and the tether from IO. What are the chances that you actually get it to bounce? Very low. And EG are just taking full advantage of that and putting so much pressure here that they have to stay bottom with all these heroes. And essentially, it's just winning them the early game by the minute.
And Crit's already making his way towards the top lane. Arteezy wants to find Moon. Moon's trying to use his board to block out Artur, so he can't breach the tree line. The Hawk is also a little bit too far up, so it doesn't actually see Crit. And notice too the Crit, Mr. Level 4 again, still holding that extra skill point. He's at a 0-1-3 at the moment. Not even wanting to have Nature's Guys to slip behind the lines.
Hasn't been useful yet. There's been no point really.
Okay, so Resolution's gone home. We have forced back twice, or however many times now, and now you've actually managed to force the safe lane Medusa to go home. This is Universe having the time of his life. He's got a lot more CS than the Beastmaster, and this is all lane CS.
This is a bit quiet right now. Like, in a way, it's quiet as far as kills go, but there's actually a lot of pressure being put in this bottom lane, but nothing is turning into kills. It's just slowly but steadily evil geniuses.
Top lane. Crit didn't get the punch off. He didn't get the stun onto Moon. So they won't have a kill from that. Maybe Universe, Resolution's looking at it, but Success doesn't have enough life.
They're not killing this Legion. They can't do it with 3. It's just not a possible kill.
Can
they catch the Wisp?
Can they at least catch IO? But then I suppose you got to press the attack, right?
It's still playable if they get something like this.
That helps.
That's pretty good.
Sprite's able to connect, but then Zai, press the attack, will take care of that.
If they got through there with a Phoenix Icarus dive and a little bit of a body block, that's a kill. But they didn't. Now Universe is
quick
going
pick
again.
Universe really wants to get up in the face of these supports. Again, if he can force the supports to do this. Icarus dive away, but Universe has movement speed. He's got the phase boots. Misery stuck around for just a second too long. It's brought him closer towards Universe, moving back to the tier 2 tower, but you've got the overwhelming odds available. Level 3 on that from Universe. Up against a defensive tri-lane is the perfect thing. Weeha wants to try and punish them. He TP'd in to help out, and now that rotation is a waste of time.
Great dive there from EG. A bit of a misstep from Misery. I think he misclicked and ran upward instead of downward, so he got close enough to the Legion that the salve could be broken. And now Misery has had enough of this bottom lane. Screw this. I'm going somewhere else.
He's headed top.
Yeah, Beast is 6, so there is kill potential here.
Well, they're looking at Crit for the moment. They don't actually have any vision, so Moon, okay, here comes the Hawk. And they'll see that Crit is a little bit lower. And Crit doesn't have any observer wards. If you actually look at the dire vision at the moment, it's purely around Sumail. They have that one observer ward in the mid lane and nothing else on the map. So the rest of it is just pure lane dominance. And they know it. They've got it. Okay, so here they go top lane. Smoke up Misery as well as Saxa. They're going to try and wrap around the side. Detection is going to be the key thing, which they don't have. They don't have Dust or Sentries. So if Crit is under the cover of Nature's Guys, they don't get the kill, and the smoke is pointless.
They smoked toward. Now they're going mid.
All right.
I actually really like this move from them. They need to put some pressure on Sumail here, but this is not an easy kill.
Especially when Puck is back behind his tier 1.
No, they're turning back toward top again. They still don't have the best of idea where Crit is, and I think this move is actually just going to fail. Yep, okay, they're going bottom. They need to help.
Oh, bottom lane underneath the tower. Misery. Yes, Icarus dived himself out. The duel, however, will bring him straight back in again with the tether up. We have ourselves a winner, and the winner is Universe. Medusa. Shields are up, but more support is on the way. It's Puck. He's itching for a Dream Coil, but he'll have to orb himself. Oh, no, the Dream Coil. Well, that's a bit of a whoops, and he'll have to run away now. Evil Geniuses are still ready to fight. Arteezy rotated down. They got the numbers. They got the force.
So before this game started, when I said I didn't really favor EG's draft, said they needed to have a good early game. I think this is way more than I was expecting. Like, even if they were doing well, I didn't think they were going to do this well. They're building such a huge advantage already. 5,000 gold minute 10, and that's only with 3 kills and 0 towers. It's an absurd farm discrepancy that we have right now. It's just these Thunderbird supports don't have the best play potential. They don't have anywhere to go. They can't really gank the Queen of Pain. They can't really contest the Troll top. And meanwhile, they're being so pressured bottom that it's kind of like a checkmate right now where there's no way out. The hero that can bring them back in the game is Puck, but he got destroyed one-on-one.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? He just got absolutely manhandled by Sumail mid, probably the biggest individual mid lane performance just from a laning perspective we see in all tournaments. Sumail, he's playing some of the best laning I've seen in a long time, just from anyone.
He hit it perfectly. Oh, they dust and they find Crit, but Icarus dive forward, able to reveal him on the run through the trees. Raw's going to be committed with the Sun Ray, but that's a very tanky tree and protector. Goes for the overgrowth and the lead. They bringing in help. The duel is up. Universe plus 20 onto him. Crit will easily survive, and it's Thunderbirds. They're trying to make a play. They're trying to find something, but you can't even kill the support Treant, the man who gave first blood to the Thunderbirds. The only kill the Thunderbirds have, and they cannot kill him now.
They need damage.
You don't have it.
Well, you do if Puck joins. Once again, I feel like it's like the only option they really have is to incorporate Weeha in these ganks, but
They tried.
Yeah, well, that was a failure. That's
Twice.
kind of the short version of that is that just that this bottom play failed for them. Weeha's TP was long, so he didn't get in time. There could have been maybe a great Dream Coil there when they dove, but I don't know if he had TP on cooldown or if the other heroes TP before him at the beginning. But when you want to reinforce this bottom tower, if the enemy team is diving your Medusa, you TP the Puck first. He has all the turnaround potential in the world for you, and then you can bring in your support afterwards. He might have also just been in a bad position where he didn't feel comfortable TPing next to Queen of Pain or something like that. Then you can just get jumped and die. So,
Well, here
tough times.
Oh, Puck. Weeha and Sumail battling for the runes, but Resolution on the run from Arteezy as well as Zai. No shields, no mana, no life, no hope. Ends up losing him, and because they're positioned, they can just rotate in towards Weeha. Weeha, he's silenced and tries to get aggressive against Sumail, but he's burnt all 3 abilities, now all up to the hillside. But Sumail, hot on the tail, easily able to follow the Puck. With no extra phase shift, with no control. This is too easy.
Thunderbirds are getting destroyed. Yeah, there's no need to sugarcoat it. They're actually just getting destroyed in this game right now.
Thunderbirds are definitely not go. Relocate
it's
up to
just
top
hard.
lane, and here we go again. Moon wants to run. All he can do is summon a ball, which just gives an extra little bit of money to Arteezy. He farmed them so heavily when he was laning against Moon, and now he just gets more. The top 3 net worths of EG, all three are the top 3 on the map. And maybe now, can they fight it with the silence, with the Dream Call? You've already lost Misery, and Weeha knows you cannot. You have to run, but the duel is up again. This is a slaughter.
Absolutely. This is probably the biggest stomp in the early game that we've seen all tournament, including the group stage. There's a 10,000 gold lead coming in now for Evil Geniuses, and man,
okay, how do you stem the bleeding?
They look scary
You're
right
now in triage. What the hell do you say to the doctor to get Thunderbirds back into the world of the living?
I think you have to try to group up some more heroes. Like, you need to use the Supernova and Dream Coil together and try to set up a type of fight. One way to do it is to set up with Beastmaster getting a roar and hoping that EG will relocate in. They have 2 choices. If you roar a guy and you start showing presence on that roar and try to kill him, they can either relocate and try to fight back or give them a kill. But that's at least something. If they try to fight back, that's where you can set up a great Dream Coil, Supernova, and maybe even a Stone Gaze. The difficult thing is getting all your heroes in position for this without EG noticing, because EG have very good aggressive wards, EG have all the lane pressure in the world, so they generally have a pretty good read on what's happening, and would you look at that? Another duel.
The wings get clipped of the Phoenix. Universe having a great time, and you got Crit just stalking the top lane as well. You can have sentry wards down, and they're hoping they'll find him, but it's Sasuke. Okay, here we go. Another relocate. There's just easy movement from Evil Geniuses. Another 2 heroes down. We're 1-1-1 on the board. Those ones are a little bit more lopsided towards EG, however. They do hit the 10k net worth now. 8,000 for experience.
Weeha is sitting on almost treads with double null, minute 15. Blink is extremely far away. The Resolution has had to go into a Midas. That might have been the plan from the beginning anyway, but it's kind of starting. Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, they're going again. Resolution. Stone Gaze has to be used offensively, but Samael doesn't care. Can blink forward. The only thing that's stopping him at the moment is his mana pool. He didn't have enough to keep fighting.
And, okay, so let's talk a bit about why this game got to this stage, because starting out, as I was saying, I like Thunderbirds draft a lot. The components in this game that are working overtime for EG are the IO and the Legion Commander. I feel like those are the absolute key parts. This dual lane together is extreme. It's so good against the enemy supports. And they've just been playing it extremely well. Top lane, Moon Meander.
Beastmaster
this is the bait, however.
This is what they have to do. The jump in, the silence, a three-man coil into the Nova. This is what Thunderbirds require. Troll Warlord will fall. Crit will go down as well. The blink away will get Samael out of range of the Nova, but Universe wants to fight. Duel is available. He'll get slowed down by the sprites with the orb damage. You actually have a very low Legion Commander, but with Zai's arrival, the regeneration, it does arrive. Misery is an unhealthy man. Sox will die to the ball slap, and Misery starts his TP. They'll see him. One quick swing. Misery! Well, they needed something. That's a hallelujah TP.
This ends up being, I think, a 2-for-2 trade, but, you know, these kills are extremely valuable for Thunderbirds.
You see the swing.
It's a big win for them. Like, any kill trade-off right now will favor them massively with this comeback gold, and Resolution wasn't involved. So he gets a lot of free farm time, puts some pressure on the mid tower.
Let's watch it again. So this is the bait that you said. It had to be this. The Raw controls RTZ perfectly. The Nova, EG is just so busy with the fight, they cannot do anything about it. Samael was very, very lucky he was able to have that blink away in time.
Overwhelming odds from Universe here. So much damage coming out. Samael didn't have the mana for Sonic Wave here, else I think this is a full cleanup. But Misery at least gets out here for Thunderbirds. So still, EG with a big advantage. That was a bit of sign of life here from Thunderbirds. We're going to need more than this from them, however.
Yeah, they need
a lot more.
Again,
it has to be centered around the Puck and Phoenix. They are the heroes that need to set up these fights for them. That was a bit of the right stuff.
I suppose Puck at least can now think about having the blink tag, because that instant jump would have made that fight maybe a little cleaner, or at least make it so if you don't have that exact situation, which was 3 heroes walking in from EG while you were perfectly smoked through the tree line, that you could close the distance that way. Now Weehan needs the blink dagger to do the same thing. Moon needs to progress in his items. Look for the high levels of the Necrobook. Get a little bit of burn to work. We've seen Samael already having a bit of a mana crisis in the fights to get the full cleanup. That's where Necrobook can help out.
I also think Necrobook is a nice item against IO. Just put the book on the IO so he can't heal. Just keep it busy and force IO out of the fight. I once again still think the IO is the key component in EG's draft so far, just winning the laning stage as hard as they have. And I think this hero has been banned quite a bit against EG as well in this tournament. I seem to remember that has been one of the targeted bans of different opponents. And this game is definitely showing why. So early dominance from EG has continued. Now we're reaching this mid-game stage where this lane dominance can't really continue in the same way, so EG will probably want to look for plays. Ideally, Treant sets them up with just Nature's Guides into Overgrowth with Relocates, easy pickings for the duel damage. By the way, Universe has won 5 duels with level 1 duel. That's pretty exceptional, actually. Most of the time we see 2 or 3, and then you reach level 12. But it's been very active.
I can tell you about the IO. It was actually banned out in the first phase by every team that faced EG until Invictus Gaming. And the 2 times it didn't ban it out was picked once by EG, which the EG lost, and then it was completely untouched in the 3rd game. And IG also won that game.
Yeah. Well, this game is a good showcasing of what the hero can do in the right hands and against the right hands. It's like both of the things give them a really nice IO game. And they first phased it. Yep. So Thunderbirds knew going into this what they were up against. And maybe they were thinking something along the lines of what I was, that they could deal with this laning and it would be all right, but they've been pressured way too hard.
But things have slowed down. Like, okay, Thunderbirds get themselves a good fight up on top. Resolution's running this catch-up Midas. He's building up and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Obviously, EG still have a lot to work with, but they're giving time for Thunderbirds to reach some of these critical items which will help them in the team fight.
Yeah, finally Puck's Blink is about to come out. 200 gold. I think this might be one of Weehat's worst blink timings of all time on his Puck. Generally
taking longer than 20 minutes.
Oh, he's getting it now. He sold a null to get it now. And that shows to me that Thunderbirds want to fight right now. So the blink dagger is arriving. They are already grouped up around the top area. However, this really well-placed ward, yeah. This is another way of doing it. You try to just man-fight EG and believe that you have the better execution with this blink surprise.
But they're not ready yet. Like, Misery isn't involved in this engagement. You can still relocate in both Sumail and Zai. So while Misery is doing the defense of this, EG will have the numbers.
Yeah, Thunderbirds thought twice about it, went back. Now Weeha has an Invisrin, so Thunderbirds with a potential play there. Might see him move toward the bottom area, actually. It is being drawn just now by Saksa, but there is a potential play here if they move down.
I think they also understand they still need all this farm. Like, you've got Misery building into his hand of Midas. Everyone is in recovery mode.
Yep. Oh, he's actually pretty close to it. Yeah. This is still not a done game.
No.
If EG have one bad team fight, the game can swing back to like the 5K mark or maybe even less.
I'm wondering if Misery has also been given the space so he can get his gold income to 150 gold per minute, if you want to take that with a negative 20 respawn time.
Oh, you definitely take GPM.
How to get money on it.
I think very rarely will you take the Fire Spirit damage. It is a really high amount, but the GPM is also extreme. Level 15 talent, 150 GPM is the best GPM talent in the game, bar Pucks on 25, I guess. So, really wants to get his hands on that.
Don't know if Weeha's ever going to go the plus 420 gold per minute.
I think he would love to in this game. He has some gold to catch up to.
The meme talent,
yep.
Over having the illusionary orb distance and speed.
Yeah, it's picked up almost every time. I think the illusory orb talent used to be 100% and then it got nerfed to 75. It's still really good and really cool, but, you know, you're holding it up against getting 7 gold per second. That's pretty crazy. It's 1 CS, what's that? 1 CS every 7 seconds for free. It's pretty absurd.
They just saw crit coming in. The Observe Ward was able to detect it. They'll also see, actually no, they won't see Legion Commander. She's under the cover of a fresh Shadow Blade. So Blink, Armlet, and Shadow Blade. The TP,
he missed it.
Crit misses the Overgrowth. Now they're looking for Resolution. Universe can't close the distance.
Wow.
And in fact, Stone Gaze, very, very defensive there from Medusa. Want to survive. They do see the relocate. The Hawk is able to see it, so Moon is moving over. They can potentially kill up the Io. Sumail's in the neighborhood, and he actually gives a Lincoln Sphere protection to Zai. Moon can't go on him, and the duel, it wraps up the Rubik, not to mention the overwhelming odds. Universe, he's a Mack truck, just putting tire marks all over Moon's face. A triple kill for this plus 64 damage Legion Commander.
Excellent execution from EG here. That was pretty much the perfect play. The Lincoln's placement right before they wanted to roar. Universe getting in so much damage. He is extremely farmed on this Legion Commander.
Okay, Weeha, do you really want to do this? Roshan is starting. The Hawk will give them the vision inside the pit. Weeha, he's going to go YOLO. The jump in, the orb out, and he actually doesn't get it. He'll actually go down. Arteezy,
he got back.
with the help of Sumail, will find the kill. It was actually a first hit bash from Arteezy.
I think so, yeah. First or second hit.
Oh, I'd love to see that again in massive slow motion so we can see exactly what happened, but the EG, they just...
Oh,
you knew you had to go for something more, and they just did. The Rubik will die again. And they may get more. Resolution's trying to retreat on bottom lane because you don't have the duel. It just got used. But it's still plus 78 damage 23 minutes in on a Legion.
With how this game is going now, like this last fight plus Roche pretty much puts EG in a position where, the way I look at it, they can't really lose this game in any other way than messing up on the high ground. Once again, this play top that Thunderbirds were looking for, I think Puck wasn't there. And
here we go.
It just doesn't work.
Let's see how just close it was. Weeha. It's the right idea. All behind, blink in, and then grab the Aegis.
Let's see here. Blink.
It's the silence and then first hit bash.
Yeah.
I had to, boys. I had to.
I think he was saying, of course he bashed. That looked more like what... That's also what we could expect.
He may have not even been...
Oh, come on, man. My game's hard enough. Why you got to be lucky as well?
And that's like Arteezy. Wait, I just bashed someone? I was only clicking to get the Aegis.
Oh, nice.
It's right. It was exactly on the same position.
Okay, so let's look over the options here for EG. They can look to push the high ground of this Aegis. If they do so, it's very important that IO is in a good position to relocate out, because Thunderbirds, even being behind 20,000 gold, can still win a fight. Their team fight is really, really good. If they get off a good coil into Phoenix Ultimate, even on just 2 heroes, that can be enough to set them up a successful fight. So EG still need to be on their toes and can't just cruise toward victory here. Oh, crit.
He comes onto the sentry wall, but it may not matter. Sumail, Arteezy, Zai, hello.
Okay.
And goodbye, Weeha. You want a little bit of space. Arteezy feels someone's there. He was so close to hitting Weeha. The orbs will fly. He gets hit by the balls of Zai. Weeha still has his TP available. He's going to blink in deeper. He'll want to creep skip one more time at least, if possible.
Yep. Well, bottom area, Arteezy Shadow Bladed up. They do have relocate available.
Puck's coming in. He actually TP'd in towards the shrine, so Arteezy has no mana at the moment. So he runs forward. So now you can just Dream Call and try and kill him off if you want to. The silences, the slows, it should be enough to kill him. And now RK, Fadebot will do it. The Aegis Immortal is gone, but look at Universe's position. He jumps in behind. He looks for Moon Leander. He's going to mop him up easily inside the duel. And a pause for a moment. Puppy on the phone. As Zai has broken his keyboard.
Zai keyboard bork.
He balked it.
So rare. Keyboard 18 working. So that's 3 players with a broken keyboard in the same pause. That's really unfortunate for EG.
Someone spilled their beverage. Obviously, all that monster just spilled over the EG keyboards and destroyed everything they had.
Crits worked. He just had caps lock on. That's not too bad.
Oh boy, but this position in the fight, you can see it right here. Arteezy, so the Dream Call is being used. Crit still has overgrowth into this fight. So we can lock down all 3 of them, but Misery, ready to dive forward, ready to potentially Sunray. But you also have Universe behind him. 90, like, look at the damage the Legion Commander is pumping out. 134 plus 212 when that armor is toggled on. Not to mention the fact he's got 25 armor.
Universe is an absolute monster this game. It's like the strongest Legion we've had all tournament for sure at this point in the game. Now, this fight is still playable for Thunderbirds. They have the Stone Gaze still channeling. Phoenix has not used ultimate yet, and it is level 2. They have the Necrobook running. The lift is ready for Rubik. This is actually a potential kill on Arteezy.
That is the ultimate. Why? In mid-pause from Crit.
So, okay, yeah. This is, obviously, it's unfortunate that this happened. So this is when the teams can start mapping out and planning out how they want to take this fight. So Queen of Pain is top, has a TP, Arcane Rune, and Orchid ready, so he will TP on the Shrine for sure to try and assist Arteezy.
And the Sonic Wave is going to hit pretty hard too.
So the only reason we're really in this position is that Arteezy kind of threw the Aegis away, I feel like, with just over-aggression moving down.
I was like just trying to bait them into a fight.
Yeah, it looked like the idea was, okay, I have Diffusal, I will run in Diffusal someone, start hitting them, the enemy team will turn and fight me, and then I can relocate my teammates in. But that will still have been a 3-on-5 on enemy turf, so not the ideal fight for them. And now this could turn into a big kill. Yep. This Arteezy troll has had a death, so I don't think his streak is that big. The biggest kill on the map is honestly the Legion right now for the Radiant.
He's sitting at 905. Samel is 505. And then, like, Arteezy, yeah, he's only got 4 kills. He's got 13 assists. He's got more assists than the IO. And this is on your 1 position.
Yep.
That's a lot of work coming in from the Troll Warlord.
Battle Trance is one hell of a drug.
If they actually get rid of the
Does that count as an assist?
you got a sentry on Saxa. Because Arteezy Shadowblade comes off cooldown in 1 second time. But the Necros are still on top of him.
It's not Necro 3. They need to place a sentry.
They actually have to use a sentry ward. Now in comes the jump to pick up on the Tree and Protector. The Nova, it's down, but Arteezy focuses it with a Sonic Wave to damage the rune. They have to stand here, Thunderbirds. The damage is too much. Resolution's out of shield. They'll lose 4 heroes. All the reinforcements arrive, and Weeha run the other direction. That'll work. Go up north. They'll never expect that. You go beyond the wall, away from EG. Okay, maybe Samel expected it. All 5 heroes. It's a full wipe. Thunderbirds have lost everything. We actually breach past the 3-2-2 to 3-2-4. And EG, with a relocate up, they look to do the damage. The first lane of Rags, 26 minutes in. No buybacks available for Thunderbirds. And even if they did, the ultimates just aren't there.
And the pressure is going to continue mid here. This is one of the absolutely most perfect games we've seen played the whole tournament. EG are looking really scary going into the next round. I thought this matchup was going to be pretty close and that maybe Thunderbirds were even slight favorites, or at least, you know, that we had some really close games. This is just a total beatdown.
And the Thunderbirds, fresh to their name, but evil geniuses, they are making mincemeat of them. The quick runaway. They've done the damage. A lane and a half of Rags. And what do you even do if you're Thunderbirds? You're holding on because you know if you lose this, you're out of the major. And what a rough matchup as well for the first round. That's a big thing. This could have easily been like a grand final matchup just with the brands, just what we were expecting. But EG, now they make it look like the first qualifier game.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of.
It's hard to go against it.
Okay, so again, like, this is just a game gone wrong for Thunderbirds. Unfortunately, you don't really have space for that in a single elim format.
Yeah.
I don't think this game really does the team justice. I think they're way better than what they're showing here, and actually also better than they showed in Game 1. In this game, multiple things went wrong. Their safe lane got outplayed. Weehaw got really outplayed in mid. They all lost all 3 lanes. Arguably, you know, as I've said multiple times, love the Thunderbirds draft, but seeing it play out, they definitely have a weakness they need to overcome in the early game, and the way of doing it, they have to rely on their mid and their off laner to do the pulling, but they both lost. So there was really nothing for Thunderbirds to fall back on and draw from, and that's why they're finding 3 kills in a 30-minute game. There's absolutely nothing. Have they taken a tower? They got 1 tower. They got the top tower earlier.
Yeah, and that was when EG were looking for a trade-off, looking for a fight. And EG are coming in to try and put the last nail in the coffin. And I will agree with you, Thunderbirds, they are a fantastic team. We all expected more from them. That's what makes this such a shock that EG are just so superior in the game. But it is the snowball problem. EG just have the momentum. It's the second Queen of Pain from Sumail. We're just looking to win a game in just over 30 minutes. He's had a fantastic laning phase. The puck can't do anything. Moon has just been restricted to the Sin Min for most of this game. And they're coming out. They know they have to do something. And this may be the last roll of the dice for Thunderbirds. Smoke up, look for a fight. Roshan's still away from spawn time, and they should know that. But they're hoping they just find somebody out of position. But EG, right now they're in a love circle. Everyone hold hands, and together they will actually smoke into the middle of the fight. Where's that jump? The smoke will break on Sumail, so they know exactly where Thunderbirds are. And EG, they're wrapping around. A nice observer ward from Thunderbirds, but they won't see through the smoke. They will see that IO in a second.
All right, how many hits do you think Universe is going to need to win this duel? I'm taking bets here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I'm over. The Sonic Wave will try and help out us against the Medusa, the biggest target. The Dream Coil is down, but there's just no follow-up without the Medusa. Thunderbirds, they're losing everything under their shrine, and GG, well played. It won't even take the half-hour mark. And Evil Geniuses will 2-0 through into the quarterfinals. What a performance. For 2-0 through into the quarterfinals.
Yep. Sorry, that might have been a little loud. My apologies.
What a performance. What a laning phase. What a
There's not much else to say. I mean, in a way, this game is explaining itself, and we had plenty of time during the game to talk about what the problems were, so I feel like we've kind of got it covered already. I think what we should talk about maybe is looking forward.
In a way, this game
is Evil Genius's team